Oh boy, I feel like I predicted the future. I'm gonna play a little clip right here that goes back to 2023, 3 years ago. Yeah, I've been saying exactly that for a while now. If people watching this on YouTube will have just seen a clip play. If you're watching the stream, then I just sat there in silence for about 3 seconds. Just very good stuff, very good stuff. Did that little bit for the edit. Anyway though, I've been talking about how flat Earth is inevitably going to be a big popularized conspiracy theory among the right, just as they took anti-vax from being this ridiculous, nonsense, niche thing, relegated the most ridiculous corners of Facebook, and made it the standard party line you had to toe as a Republican in the Trump era. I predicted they were going to do the same thing with flat Earth. Many people called me crazy. They called me a madman. And yet here we are today, days after the launch of the Artemis 2 mission, which will send 4 astronauts into orbit around the moon and back to Earth. We're getting a lot of footage, both inside of the pod with all of the astronauts floating around in microgravity, as well as outside. A lot of photos of the Earth, a lot of photos of the moon, a lot of photos of other, other things in space that you can spot from the pod they're traveling in, the ship. And it's been pretty awesome. But as you can imagine, with all this HD video and photos coming out of space, as expected, the people who think the moon landing was faked, who think that the Earth is flat, who frankly just refuse to believe anything the government says we've done in regards to space travel, have come out of the woodwork to tell us all how it's all fake. And this might be the largest outcry of flat earthers I have ever seen. I feel like my prediction has truly come true. For a little bit of a tease about this, though, here is a very wholesome tweet. This image perfectly demonstrates just how thin and fragile our atmosphere is. And then an image that was taken from the ship by the astronauts out of the window at the Earth, and you can literally see the thickest part of the atmosphere. You can literally see it. I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know it was actually a thing you could see. I thought, frankly, that the atmosphere was the blue and the clouds. I didn't realize you could see a little faint line. It's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the coolest photos I've ever seen. Yeah, the atmosphere is a lot thicker than you'd think. That's pretty high up. Anyway, though, he then quote tweets his own tweet saying, "Well, I didn't expect to be absorbed into the flat Earth AI pictures conspiracy community today, but here we go. I'm not sharing a political agenda. I'm just sharing a cool picture from space. Crying emoji, crying emoji." Because this guy got absolutely dogpiled by flat earthers. And it's time to take a look at some of my favorite highlights of what flat earthers have been posting since the Artemis mission started. I thought we'd go ahead and laugh at some of them. I thought it'd be a fun time. If you end up enjoying this video, be sure to leave a like. So let's start with this hilarious interaction. NASA posts, "This view just hits different," and we get this beautiful image of one of the astronauts looking up out of a window in the ship at the planet Earth. Like, this is frankly one of the most amazing photos ever taken by a human being. Like, unironically, it is. Like, on a technical level, frankly, it's actually well composed. It's not a bad looking photo, and what it's of is very significant. I mean, come on, this is an amazing photo. So this person says, "Holy shit." And this guy replies, "Fake." This guy replies, "Hey, bruh," with what appears to be a plucked bald Tweety bird. Very nice. And this guy says, "No human has went to the moon." Kenny replies with a video, or I guess kind of a compilation of videos from multiple Apollo missions. I believe this one right here is Apollo 11. This one would be Apollo like 13 or something, right? Because they didn't bring the rover along until like the 3rd Apollo mission to the moon, right? Man, we do have some pretty sick moon footage. And this is the one that I've seen the most. The astronaut literally bouncing to get around, because this is literally the best way to get around on the moon. Like, trying to walk one foot in front of the other is kind of like, it's like trying to walk while you're underwater, kind of. It's kind of pointless. Like, you might as well just hop. Like, you're literally just better off hopping like a bunny on the moon. And there goes the lander. A lot of flat earthers like to say, "Well, who's recording this if they just leave on the lander here?" And it's a camera they left behind on a tripod. It's still there. The camera that recorded this, and sent the video, it's still there, sitting on the moon. I believe it's actually been knocked over though, because later on they've done moon landings down the road, or the moon landings after the first, I should say, happen like up to 20 miles away from the first moon landing site, but the lander coming down kicks up so much moon dust, and the moon dust travels for so far with no atmosphere and microgravity, or like, what is it, like 20% of the Earth's gravity, that the dust gets blasted for upwards of 20 miles and sandblasted the original Apollo landing site. They went to the original landing site and saw that their lander, 20 miles away coming down, had sandblasted the original Apollo landing site. So yeah, as you can imagine, this camera got knocked over. Anyway, I got a little bit stun-locked talking about my favorite moon landing facts there, but the argument continues. Yeah, bro, I'm a believer government that lied to us several times. The Soviet War. What would they gain by lying about the shape of the planet? Competition. As you can tell, this guy is hardly arguing with a human at this point. Like, this guy is not all there. None of the competing countries have disagreed with this, so again, what would they gain? Russia had already been in the moon 8 years before the moon landing, supposedly, so the US just wanted to prove a point. So he said, no one has ever been to the moon, but also supposedly Russia went there 8 years before, and what he's actually confusing is Russia putting a probe on the moon, not people. Regardless, they've both been to the moon and back and confirmed its characteristics, so why would the US footage be a lie if it correlates with the competitors' footage and reports? Competitors you said they were trying to deceive. You acting like they can't fake reports and footage, crying emoji, crying emoji. Wait, are you actually dead ass? Not gonna lie, I was gimmicking and just baiting responses out of you, assuming you weren't serious. Do you actually believe all moon footage is fake and the Earth is flat? Yes. And frankly, the only reply that these people are worth. Peace. And laughing directly at their faces. So that is a great example of the average flat earther and how they carry themselves. But if you think, oh, well, that's just one guy, buckle up, because we got more. We got some funny flat earther arguments to read today. This guy posts, we need to accelerate space colonization because I don't want to share a planet with these people anymore. It's the Aurora, you tool. And here you have a flat earther saying, Lamau, a clear green screen? Why are they hiding the facts from us? And then the picture of Earth with the Aurora Borealis visible from space, one of the most beautiful things that's ever been photographed. And they're like, the green screen is leaking. You're having some green spill. These people don't even know anything about video production, so they don't know that the term for what they're trying to call this is green spill. When you're behind a green screen, but the light reflecting off of the green screen has a green hue, so it reflects and starts turning your skin and clothes or whatever your subject is green from the reflection, and then you chroma key the green out of the image, but the green light reflection is on your subject now, and it causes either a little bit of green tinting to show on your subject, or even in worse cases, the chroma key to start chroma keying out the green light reflection on your subject, causing like splotches of like emptiness, like pieces of you are like disappearing. So they're trying to claim the Aurora Borealis is green spill. What causes the green glow exactly? It's the aurora. Charged particles from the sun get trapped in the Earth's magnetic field and funneled into the magnetic poles. The green glow is them hitting the atmosphere. Sir, it's the green screen. They don't want to tell us the Earth is flat because it would ruin the paradox of intelligent life. You're a fucking retard. Jesus Christ, y'all are dumb and annoying. Imagine if I believed the Earth was flat. Now how do you feel, sir? Do you feel humiliated? Well, there you go. They're not very good at arguing. Here's another good example of a flat earther. This guy is trying to debunk the trajectory of the rocket. This has been a very common trend among them, posting images of the rocket arcing in the sky from all different angles and bits of footage and trying to claim that something is fishy about that. He's got a very good point. They can track a golf ball, right? Let's see what he's saying here. This is probably going to be some stupid argument like, how can they not track a golf ball, but they can track a rocket? With no acknowledgement of the fact that the rocket is way bigger and way further away, and thus from your perspective, it's easier to just go, but when you're chasing a golf ball in a camera view that's really close, you have to go But I haven't watched this clip yet. Let's see what he's claiming.
Explain this to me. These guys can track a 1.6-inch ball, but can't keep a 322-foot rocket on screen? No, guys, pan over. It's the biggest thing in the sky. It's right there. Explain this.
So the premise of their claim is that the person filming this video of the rocket launch, a video that has been taken by more than a million people easily, because this one person was like clearly not paying attention and let the camera shake as they're trying to track the rocket, that means it must be fake. Also, it's live, loud. Oh yeah, sorry, that was pretty loud. Sorry about that. It was only 16 seconds though. You're fine, you're fine. And of course, we get a good reply. Flat Earth fucks continue to get dumber by the day. Who said anything about Flat Earth? Triggered much? At least trolls are still dumb and lazy. Only a Flat Earth fuck would say such stupid things. It's a fucking cell phone video of Artemis. If you want to see a stable tracking shot, go take 2 seconds and find it. There's many. Better yet, just go see the thing fly. That is true. Any of them could have gone and seen the thing fly if they cared at all about space travel and followed this mission that's been in the planning phases since I was in like middle school. Good point made. Good point made. Yeah, some of these people are trying to deny being flat earthers, but they also believe that NASA is faking all of this. It's interesting, to say the least. NASA released an image of Earth from space, and people are freaking out. What do you notice? And this guy is zooming in on the video, or on the image, and he's zooming in on this right here, which I'll explain in a moment. Do you know what this is, chat? Anybody who's seen the original image that he's zooming into knows what this is. This photo was taken on a cell phone by one of the astronauts out of the window of the ship, looking at Earth. That is the reflection of one of the cabin lights on the window. Have you ever tried taking a photo out of a window when there is a light on and it's dark outside, like in space? Because there's going to be some glare on the window. That's the glare. You can literally see, like, when you can literally look at it and be like, oh wait, yeah, that's a light. Like, you can see the LEDs. You can literally see each of the LED cells and everything. That's literally just the light reflecting on the glass. And if you see the full image, by the way, you can literally see it's a window. See this? This is that's the window right there. It's angled. So it's literally just looking out a window, and they think this is green spill. We failed the education system. Did we fail it, or did it fail us? It's hard to say at this point. Look at this. What is this? Anyone? Grok, what is this? Mind blown. The thin green line is the atmosphere layer, and that bright golden patch, I don't know. The bright golden patch is clearly reflection on the window. That Earth is flat, halfway to the moon, and it's a tiny dot. Moon from Earth, and it's big in the sky. Make it make sense! You have Google, you stupid motherfuckers. Have you guys ever seen the moon appear really big in the sky? You guys ever see the moon just appear huge in the sky, like way bigger than it's supposed to be? We've all seen it. When you're like, whoa, the moon looks crazy. It's usually a little yellow tinted too. Many think it's because maybe the moon is like slightly closer to the Earth for a little bit. It's actually not the case. You can hold your thumb up to it, exactly. You can hold your thumb up to it, and you'll find that it is exactly the same size when it looks really big like that as it is when it's up in the sky and it looks really small. The fact is, when the moon is right on the horizon, due to a perspective trick, it looks huge. It looks huge. It does. Your eyes get tricked, and it physically looks massive. But like any optical illusion, once you start fucking with it and you start using things for scale, you realize quickly that your eyes are being tricked. The moon never changes size in the sky. It's how close it is to the horizon changes our perspective on how large it is. Of course, the atmosphere also does have a slight magnification effect, which makes the sun and moon look bigger than they really look from outside the atmosphere, just looking at them from like Earth's orbit. But as for the moon is really, really far away. Like, most people look up in the sky and they see the moon and they're like, oh yeah, I mean, I think I can eyeball roughly how far it is. No, you fucking can't. The moon is way further than you think it is. Your eye, like when you look up at the moon, basically like 10 times how far it looks like it is. That's how far the moon actually is. It is, like, most people think like the Earth is here, the moon is here. No, it's more like I can't. It's wider. It's many Earths away. Yeah. But if no one can hear me scream in space, how will they know I was on the moon? Gotta take photos, man. You gotta take photos. But yeah, this person could figure this out if they Googled for even a second. Climate change is real, and it is one of the urgent issues facing the entire species. True. Why aren't they going to land on the moon like they already have a pimped out ride to use, right? Lunar rover, 38 million. Travel instruments, 3,500. Radio equipment, 2,200. Moon tires, 2,400. Jeep Wrangler frame, 1,500. NASA lawn chairs, 37 million. So yeah, basically this is one of their memes where they show an image of like Apollo mission equipment, and they're like, this is literally just lawn chairs. They see this and they're like, they're just lawn chairs. They are this stupid. They really are this stupid. They cannot be trolling. Oh, here we got someone planting the flag of Israel on the moon. Very nice. But moving on. Earth divided between night and day in a new photo. One of the most beautiful photos you can imagine. Followed up by a quote tweet saying, reminder that flat earthers are the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. What flat earthers see on a clear day? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. You know who has become a bit of a proponent of flat earth, by the way? Candace Owens. She hasn't talked about it recently because she's been so caught up in the Charlie Kirk grift, but many people forget that Candace Owens is a flat earther now and doesn't believe in the moon landing, or in space for that matter. So I'm really curious to see if we get some interesting Candace Owens flat earth slop to respond to. If you guys are interested in me responding to any such thing, then consider dropping a comment telling me to cover it in the comments down below.